X-Men Black Magneto #1, written by Chris Claremont. So in this issue, Magneto is in the South, I think in Texas maybe, and he's at this diner and he's talking to this immigrant girl. And on TV, a whole bunch of mutant kids are being rounded up and put into camps. And this is supposed to be a modern day comparison, most likely, for what's happening with immigration in the United States and how immigrant kids are being rounded up and put in jail cells and separated from their parents. So that is what is happening in this book, except instead of immigrants, it is mutant children. So this book is very politically charged. There's one page where there are these, conservative leaning, anti-mutant, anti-immigrant people, and they're, discussing the news on TV, and Magneto is kind of on the other side, and he's, pro-immigrant and pro-mutant. And an example of some of the dialogue on this page is, one character says, "How can liberals be so stupid? Muty mind control, betcha. They're taking civil rights, we're talking the survival of the human race. As far as I'm concerned, good riddance. This is no less than those muty scum deserve." And then Magneto jumps in defending these, kids and saying that they're children. And then the redneck people kind of say, haven't you been listening, pal? They're muties. They aren't even human. And then Magneto says, many in your country feel differently. And then, back to the other people. They'll learn, and then they'll thank their government for doing what was right. And then, they start calling Magneto a foreigner. Are you an immigrant? You some kind of mutie lover? Eventually, Magneto goes and saves these mutant children and has some run-ins with some Sentinels and whatnot. And that's what goes on in this issue. And I thought this first half of the story was not too bad. Maybe it was a little bit on the nose with its, political current day comparisons, but this was an okay issue. I would give that part a 7 out of 10. Now, there's actually a backup story that's setting up a new book called X-Men Black Mojo, and that backup story deals with Apocalypse, and I guess he's looking for a new host body because although his mind is endless, he needs a new host body to, carry him forward. And he runs into this, mutant guy, and this mutant does something to Apocalypse and all of a sudden transports him to another world, nowhere on Earth. I think it's Mojo World, and Apocalypse, apparently he says that his body is degenerating and he is becoming human. What? And that's how this issue ends, with Apocalypse sort of becoming human, whatever that means, and that is going to carry forward in a book called X-Men Black Mojo. So yeah, I don't know how I feel about this storyline, but I would give that part of the book a 6.5 out of 10. So yeah, overall there was some interesting stuff in both of these stories, and maybe it'll be worth picking up future issues.